Welcome to Fourcast, where we review movies. You dig? Sucker?
Yeah, turkey.
I'm glad you tuning in, suckers. But anyway,
Yeah.
I was waiting for them to say jive. They didn't say jive.
Yeah,
I did that.
yeah.
I speak jive.
Jive tonight.
This is the Fourcast where we review movies, documentaries, and films like you've never seen before, 4 different perspectives, bringing it to you every Monday at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. And tonight, like we do quite often, we're doing a throwback Uptown Saturday Night. This was my, I think everybody else has seen it, but this was my first time actually watching it. So for me, it was fresh. For y'all, it was probably a reminder. But
yeah,
let's
crap.
Wow. You ain't saying
that really. You one of those
business of people out there.
Right. The people that they hired, and they was like, we don't know what he said.
Remember that dude that it was a Mandela funeral?
It was something, yeah.
Doing it right, he just
they had to say, we don't know.
Trying to get that paycheck.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, oh, sign language? Oh, I can do that. Yeah. What you need me to do? What you want me to be at?
He started up rocking.
Yes.
All right, let's kick it to King Doc first. How you doing tonight?
I'm fantastic, man. We need to get you straight because I'm just gonna say this, man. On the beat situation, the intro beat, you went from it being a marathon. It's 3 minutes. We back here brushing our teeth, combing our hair, and all this. And now we get just a little taste of it, man. That music too good to just be hitting them and quitting them like that.
Man.
Yeah, it's a hot beat.
Come on, DJ, bring back that beat.
I'll bring it back. I'll give you a little bit more.
Yeah, we paying good money for that beat.
Let's go, A-Trap. How you doing?
I'm gonna be doing a little better after the night. A bacchiotomy machine.
Oh man,
they came in.
He came and I came to the doctor. I went to my physical therapist today, and they gave it to me. And that cortisone shot has been doing. It took me from an 8, so I'm consistently a 3 or 4.
Yeah,
wow.
That's a blessing.
Man, you talk about a brother.
Man.
Brother could walk down the street, don't look crazy. I can walk a straight line again. I'm gonna see my pain specialist tomorrow.
That's what we calling her now. That's what we. No, he didn't hear me. I said that's what we calling her now. Okay, if that's the terminology we're using in 2022, I'm with it.
Hey, she better get on top because it ain't nothing.
God, go to the next. Hey, man, go. Your turn. This is a family show, man.
Hey, it's too late for that.
Get on top of the pain.
It's too late for that.
Look, it ain't even. What time is it? 8:34.
Hey, wow. Hey, your boy out of it, man. I'm telling you.
The kids in bed.
Yeah. So on that note,
yeah. Follow
we'll see
up
y'all
with
next
that
week.
Yeah,
really.
We'll see. Close it up. Bring that beat back.
Closing up shop.
Oh man.
Go ahead, Wilkes.
Oh no, I'm good. Now I'm doing all right.
Wilkes ain't gonna say shit after that.
Yeah, just roll it. Yeah, just roll it. Yeah.
I'm influenced by mayhem.
Wilkes, didn't I see you post something? What you cooked this weekend, man? I saw something that.
I did steak burgers this weekend. So that's a steak.
Oh yeah, that's what you posted because you had the tomatoes and the onion, all that stuff.
Yeah, the fixings on the side.
And that boy looked good too. Why?
What's that?
That boy.
Oh, yeah. That was
my
good.
granddad used to say that barnyard pimp looked good.
Yeah, that yard bird, man. That was good.
Yeah,
it turned out good.
Yeah. All right, let's get to some shout outs here DJ Knox, Front Ground Records in the building. Thank you for tuning in.
Man,
Also, we got from Chicago to Dumb Mast. He says, yo, thank you for tuning in.
Dumbass?
Dumb Mast.
You can't help him with that, Adrian?
Dumbass.
Because he's strong.
That's what I said.
It might be Dumas.
Looks like Dumbass.
Maybe I'm a dumbass. I thought that too.
Maybe you're trying not to say ass. Maybe that's why he put it like that. Chief Rocker, Vernon Ricks in the building. Thank you for tuning in.
Rocker.
Miss Charlotte Wilson. Thank you for tuning
the
in.
best voice and built for this network.
Will.
Thank you for tuning in. Sean Clinton, aka Information Man. One of the newest shows on BS3 TV. Thank you for coming through, man. This guy does a great job. Very in depth with the shows. So appreciate you.
What's the date and time on that?
So Sunday at 4 Central, 2 Pacific time, and he goes in depth on this topic.
That's good. They'll just be getting up from that after church nap. That's a perfect time. Y'all tune in.
Exactly. After going to see Georgia Browns, and they tune in, and you'll be out. I need that see Georgia Browns.
Wow. Okay. Is there any way we can put somebody out of a place? Can we put Chief Rocker out?
He a Giants fan, so he ain't got nothing to talk about.
Oh no! Are they even accredited anymore? Do they still got a team like that?
Yeah, they're like one of them unaccredited schools that don't have books or buildings.
Hey! My school used to be unaccredited.
They play it.
Yeah, I was gonna say the name of your school, but I'm not because they're accredited now. So
well, I'll say it. They play at Paul Quinn home field.
Lord Jesus.
Just joking. Just joking, people.
These just jokes. These just jokes. So you guys took me way back to $1.25 double features downtown. Wow.
Yeah, and then you stayed for the second one, right?
And a cartoon before.
Now they still have some. I don't know. They might have
matter of fact, it was on the news.
One in
last
Plano.
week. And it was on the news last week. The last dollar movie in the area just went away, and that was Hollywood, USA.
Yeah, there was one in Plano, but they changed.
Hey, I want to ask Doc or H-Rap, but so I know I don't know if we're getting off subject, but kind of what
we don't care.
Was talking about.
That's what we do.
We started the show off talking about getting on top. You think we care about where we go?
Yeah, that's just true. So when you went to those movies for the double feature, you only paid for one movie and stayed for the next one, right?
You could stay all day.
Oh, okay.
Like back then, I don't know about in Texas, in Chicago, like the movie started at 4. You get there like 4:45 because you stand from 4:45. Then you watch the cartoon in the middle, then you watch the second movie, and then you stay to 4:40 to that point of the next movie, and then you can leave.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we didn't have. I don't remember specifically having specific double features here, right? I don't know that that was a thing in our theaters necessarily, but the going from one theater to the next while you're in there, definitely. I had a quadruple feature. You know what you're talking about?
Well, we used to call that movie hopping. Which
Well, we had double features like at the McVicker, Chicago United Artists, The Wood. You just like I went to see I forgot what the name of the movie was. It was a big time movie, and the double feature was Hellraiser. Wow. And so you stayed there, watched that movie.
Maybe it was a way. Maybe it was a way to get a less, less. Shit, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but a less budgeted movie or something like that.
Oh, no. These were always. It would be
both
like
of them were big.
And I remember we went to see Back to School in 1986. Meet my cousin Vince, my cousin Mike, and this dude named Willie Frazier we used to run with. We went to see Back to School and whatever else was the hit with Rodney Dangerfield. Back to School and another hit.
Willie Frazier, that name, he was good at all the sports, wasn't he? He was good at football, basketball, baseball. Willie Frazier. When you name your kid Willie Frazier, that joker can play some sports.
and work on cars.
He good.
Yeah, that Willie Frazier, good.
What do you make them means?
Chief Rocker, I've watched.
Hey, I'm on
Ozark.
it, baby.
Oh,
I hadn't started it, but I can't
Wow.
wait.
We mainly do black people, but we may need to do Ozark, man.
No, they ain't even got a single black. They ain't got.
They ain't got nobody. They ain't even got black curves.
When they do the jail scenes, they ain't even got no black people.
Yeah,
in there.
black
That's
people.
bad. We can't do that.
Yeah,
It was a good show, but we can't do it.
they want to see you low life.
Fantastic show.
D Great in the building. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see. Kirby Alexander, thank you for tuning in. A B movie and a blockbuster. So she's saying 3. Oh, a B movie and a blockbuster. Okay.
Oh, a B movie.
Yeah,
That's what I was trying to say.
We wasn't doing it legal. We would just pay for a movie. We would go to other movies. But we
It'd be like, let me try. Like, let's just say Eddie Murphy movies. It'd be like, Trading Places and The Golden Child.
Well, those were both good.
I'm just saying, it wouldn't be like Trading Places and Best Defense.
Yeah, even though they probably put a little bit more money in Trading Places at the time, you know, because it had more big time actors in it and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, they both was good. I want the knife, please. Is that a bed? Is that a bed? That's what we should have been doing is one of Eddie Murphy movies, not his doggone stand-up.
Not a stand-up. We'll do that. We'll do that next.
Trading Places is one of my favorites.
Yeah, I think we got to do that one.
Love that.
That's a classic. Just like Coming to America, the first one.
Yes.
I'm
a karate man. I bleed on the inside, but you wouldn't know that because you're a big Barry White looking motherfucker.
Tell us how you cut him.
Yes.
I told you I didn't cut the dude. I cut him.
You know what Kirby Alexander talking about with Dearborn Theater?
Oh yeah, the Dearborn Theater was a theater in like 86. That's where I went to see the Rodney Dangerfield joint at. And it was a former porno movie hall. They used to have like the big movie joints is right here on Dearborn and Randolph, two of the United Artists in the Wood. And literally connected to the Wood was this porn movie house. And then they changed it to the Dearborn, and the floors was mad sticky, and the racks was mad.
And for some reason, single socks all over the place. I didn't understand that.
What did I choose?
You never found two socks together, just one at a time.
Just one sock at a time.
with a bunch of travel size lotions everywhere too.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
See, you didn't have to see some things. Let me explain something. See, Ben is new to comedy, y'all. He don't understand that you just got to walk the people up to it. You ain't got to go all the way through the door.
We letting a lot out there. Yeah, hey, the drive-ins. I do remember drive-ins, but they have a couple here. I think it's one in Ennis.
They're making a little comeback, actually.
Yeah.
Because you can actually go through your radio now instead of hanging that little thing on the window.
Oh, yes.
You tune into a good station. If you got a good system in your car, then you can be Dolby surround in that joke.
Hey, but I remember when they first started doing that, you could connect it to your radio. Me and my cousin Mike had our grandfather 7298. That battery we still need a jump.
Hey man, I need a boost.
You just had to plan on it, huh?
Yeah.
Talk to the person next to you. Hey, I'm probably need a jump later. Raider Kev in the building. Appreciate you for tuning in. Doing a great job with his YouTube channel. Talking a variety of topics, Raiders, health. So big shout out to him. Let's see. I think
Built for this network song.
Built for this network, definitely. Kirby Alexander, Colors and Bad Dreams. Is that a movie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I saw Purple Rain at the drive-in. The Bel Air.
That was the drive-in.
Okay. Cool.
If you was from the W.
All right. Uptown Saturday Night, which you got to watch it on YouTube because it really is not. I don't think it's anywhere else. I looked at a lot of different places.
YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
You can watch it on Prime, but you just got to pay for it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't do that.
Or
No, they ain't no war this time.
You can't do no free. Okay,
You can't do. Well, you can borrow somebody's, but
they trying to shake down our brother William, Dr. William.
Yeah. All right. So initial thoughts. First off, let me say has everyone else already seen it?
Yeah, well, I've seen it already.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least 483 times.
Mm-hmm. See, back in the day, before TV is what it is now, those types of movies would get replayed more often than they seem to do. Even though there was no BET, for some reason, still on some of those what we used to call UHF channels, those kind of movies would get played more often. You know.
And remember, the late show used to play them too.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would see, like, of course, like I Spy was big, and then you get like Cleopatra Jones and a few Foxy Browns in there. But yeah, they don't, man, TV is not like it used to be growing up. I mean, you could turn the TV on and get a good kung fu movie after church. It's like, you don't see.
Yeah, I ruined a couple of socks to Foxy Brown late at night. That's for damn sure.
We blame that, brother.
All right. So initial thoughts. I'm gonna kick it off first. It was my first time. I mean, I wanted to. I guess for me, I don't remember seeing Bill Cosby in anything where he wasn't a Huxtable or he wasn't doing clean comedy. So for me, this was not that I can really think of. I mean, Ghost Dad,
totally different Bill, ain't it?
Totally different.
Totally real Bill, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
That's that Bill that was putting them. My never mind.
Yeah. Oh, oh man. Do we got a double secret probation we can put A-Trap on, man? Because he is just disrespectful today.
Hey, you start hanging out with Bill like this, you wake up, you like this.
We get it, man. We get it. We
wake
get
up
it.
Like this.
Oh, Lord. Hey,
We
Rhonda,
get it, man.
It's too late, Rhonda.
Yeah, Rhonda. Hey, and you must wasn't here at 8:34 because at 8:34 it was already jumping out.
It's too late.
That's why it took us 15 minutes into the show before we started talking about the movie.
But I was intrigued. I was intrigued to watch it to see, this different type of Bill, but also Sidney Poitier. I've seen a lot of his movies, but I haven't seen this one. So, and then Harry Belafonte, we got to talk about this. That looked nothing.
He fooled me,
like,
man.
I was like, who is that? Is that his cousin? Is that his brother?
Every time I watch it, I'm just like, that cannot be Harry Belafonte. Man, the wrong person.
It's like they put like grapes. Yeah, it's like they put grapes in his.
He did the same thing Marlon did.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Oh, did you see laughing at something we said?
No, the shirt. They're a couple seconds behind us.
Right. It is a little delayed. All right, A-Trap.
Hey, man, this is one of the few movies that no matter how many times I watch it, it's equally good.
Yeah.
There is no lull in the well, you're like, man, this used to, and then you go, like, okay, I'll give you a perfect example. When me and Doc were like between the ages of like 7 and maybe 13, it was this kung fu movie called The Five Deadly Venoms. And every kid in America loved that movie. And then I fooled around and watched it when I was like 20. And I was like, this ain't what I watched.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some movies like that. So basically what he's trying to say is it held up.
Yeah, it's still
and that's as good of a compliment as you can give a movie. That's where I was gonna go being because she's 100% right. I couldn't place what I was thinking when I was watching it, but the chemistry that Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby had in that was very similar, and how they interacted was very similar to how Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder acted in Bustin' Loose and what was the other name? Stir Crazy. That's that they acted a lot alike. That's a very good point. Great comp. Great comp.
Great point.
Yeah, man. I mean, like you were joking about the slang, and we were joking before we came on.
Yeah, that's right. We back.
Still
We
use,
back. We back.
some of that. I still use some of that slang, man.
Yeah.
This
Yes.
it was awesome, man.
We got to put stir crazy on the list too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Another classic.
that's right. We bad.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah. This is, and I think this is one of those two that had more meaning with Poitier just passing away. So I think this
that's
was
right.
really good time.
We just got. Wait a minute. We had picked that before the end, didn't we?
Yes, it did.
We sure did.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
It might be our fault.
Well, that's Will's fault.
No.
It's
You
Wilkes.
had that one.
Hey, Wilkes will speak somebody's name, and then next week we'll be like, "Wow, didn't you just say Louis Anderson last week?" It was like, "Yeah, I did." Sorry.
Hey,
look, next week I was on the fries. Hey, on the drive-through.
Just like
Charlotte is on it tonight. She is 100% right. What's the prison movie that Penitentiary. We gotta do that, man. We gotta do that. Half dead.
Reigns forever.
Half dead.
Half dead. Do dirt and simple.
Yeah.
Somebody better have that on Hulu. I mean,
we gotta.
That's
do
that's on Prime. I watched it about a week ago.
Okay, I'm like, where are you gonna find that at?
Somebody make a list while we.
Wow.
Yeah, Leon Isaac Kennedy.
Lick. That's his name. Lick.
I got it, Ben.
All right, cool.
I don't know how to spell penitentiary though, but I'm gonna write it down.
Take it back.
I'm gonna write down penetrate, then put a Y next.
Look, put PJ. One more thing. What was dope about this? What was super dope about this that they probably never be able to do again? The star-studdedness.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, definitely.
No business watching it, Charlotte. No business watching that movie at all. But Jane Kennedy. Woo.
No. It was another girl. That's you talking about Body and Soul.
Okay, so Jane Kennedy went in that movie.
You talking about Body and Soul. Body and Soul is the reason I never smoked weed. I'll tell you about that a little later.
I guess I didn't watch that movie.
Wow. Jeez.
Rhonda spelled penitentiary. Penitentiary 1, 2.
Okay, appreciate you.
When did the penitentiary come out?
About 81.
I was gonna say 81 or 70 or something, 79, something like that.
Leon the Lover reigns forever. He's a fake ass Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard.
Okay, I'm looking at the picture right now.
I don't think that movie gets enough credit, man. I really don't. I think it was genius on a lot of levels.
And you know the dude who was the warden in Oz. That's half dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
That joker was scary. I was scared of Half Dead when I was a kid.
Half Dead kept at least 20% of the hood out of jail. Raping that girl. It's like, oh.
You seen it on one TV or on
TV
on
One?
TV?
Yeah.
Oh, TV One.
On TV.
I thought he was talking about Oprah.
No. Y'all call it Spectrum.
Man. Body and Soul, man. Forget Rocky.
Oh, okay, it's their cable provider.
Right. Y'all call it Spectrum. It was Spectrum down there, but it's on TV. It had this big dumbass box with one button, and you turned it on.
Oh,
that was just on the other night.
Yeah. Forget Rocky, man. Body and Soul, man.
All right, shout out to my man Mo Cheese. Thank you for tuning in. Country Roads goes live tomorrow, I believe Tuesdays, X Squad Radio. Okay. All right, Doc.
They're not the cast that we met at the Juneteenth thing.
No.
Have we got up with those guys?
Theirs was Raw. I think it was Raw Radio. But we need to get with them. Yeah.
You were asking me something?
Yeah, go ahead. Your initial.
Wait a minute. Put that back up there. She an educator. Did she spell antenna right?
No. There's not an either. man.
So
Yeah, it was.
maybe she's talking about more than one.
It was this big giant ass antenna. It was like a satellite dish, but it was
okay. Got you.
That you had to sit above the box at your house.
Wow.
I remember those houses that used to have those giant.
But no, you're talking about the satellite. He's talking about indoor.
Yeah, this was above, like you know how your O-ring is. It was about big as your O-ring, and it's set above.
O-ring, ain't that birth control or something? What you talking about, O-ring, man?
It's a jail term.
You talking about the ring? You talking about the ring light? You talking about the ring light?
This Negro.
I'm worried. I'm worried.
I'm sorry, Charlotte. My bad.
I'm worried.
Or power drill into the wall.
All right. You was about to ask somebody a question. Man.
I was just gonna say your initial thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, of course, one of the things I loved about it is the 70s music and graphics.
Yes.
If we're in a time capsule and you need to explain to somebody what the 70s was about, show the intro to this music, this movie. Because the graphics and the doggone music was just so nostalgic, man. I felt like I wanted to go get me a push-up ice cream, boy. I felt like I was 8 years old again.
Boy,
was this the same lady that did Good Times? It sounded like the same voice.
I don't know. I didn't pay that close attention.
No,
it was a guy. It was a dude.
No. That was the emotions that we was listening to.
Just looking.
Did Walona do Good Times? No, Walona did the Jeffersons.
Watching the asphalt grow.
I don't know who did Good Times.
Walona did the Jeffersons. Yeah. Keeping your head above water.
And I promise you, all of us are sober. I don't think anybody's got any alcoholic drinks tonight. I just got the little orange, pineapple, cranberry juice mixture going. Just nothing.
I just have Shiner and tequila, so that's it.
Oh, okay. So the one that's the calmest tonight is actually the one that's drinking. He happens to be the calmest one tonight.
Yeah. I'm just,
y'all drive the show of the year dry, and I just got shot, so I'm dry.
Wow.
I'm letting y'all steer the ship tonight.
Charlotte, you're right. They were sharply dressed the entire movie.
And you see, Bill Cosby suits and stuff in the movie. You could tell they were trying to establish his character as being the one that was kind of out there, you know.
Right.
Sidney Poitier was always more conservative, and
with the suit
but Bill was about it.
Yeah. Bill was in them streets.
Was that Bill Cosby? Was that James Harden?
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, that's right. That might be James Harden daddy. We need to see James Harden mama. Do you remember feeling woozy about 1989?
Man.
You remember being at a bar with Bill Cosby and then you don't remember nothing? All right, Wilkes.
Wow.
Initial thoughts.
Yeah. When I saw it, I mean, I immediately, growing up with my uncles and, cousins, just them talking about that period, just the way they dressed and how they talked and things like that, and talking about like even the commercials that used to come on with the Afro Sheen. I saw a poster.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
So, that was pretty neat to see that. That kind of like gives you an idea.
Mamas and daddies and children too. Stay soft, bro. It's good for you.
Yeah, I loved it. I like seeing that because I was born in '81, so to see that behind me, to see that reflection of that, and I loved it. It was great. I thought it was awesome.
And the scene where he had just went on vacation. And he was sitting at the stoop with all the fellas and, had his hat on. And I mean, man, I love that, man. Loved it.
That was dope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I did think about the Afro Sheen poster in the background because that was, my grandmother used to use that.
Living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden.
When I thought about it, I just heard a saxophone. Just let your soul.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Old school Bill. Like I don't know if that brought any, because for me, again, like I said, I don't remember that Bill. I remember the corny Bill, if you will.
If anybody, this is what I had to say. If nowadays, and again, not so much lately, but let's just say 3 years ago, Bill was a hotly debated subject, right? For anybody who was pro Bill, all they had to do was show this doggone movie or the other ones he was in, and they would have been able to win over probably half the crowd that was against him. You know, don't argue, show the movie, you know, and they remind him he was real black.
Right, exactly.
You know what's funny, Ben? If me and you are on opposite sides of the same coin. When you were introduced to Bill, I saw that as, who is this?
Yeah, that's the same thing I was thinking. Who is this?
Exactly.
This ain't the Bill I know.
He came out with this comedy special. He was in a recliner.
Yeah.
And he pretty much, that act is called Here and Now, Bill Cosby.
Okay, it's not the Bill Cosby himself.
Himself.
Okay.
And he pretty much.
That is great. Give us chocolate cake.
And that is.
Have you seen that, Ben?
Ben,
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, you gotta see that.
Is the Huxtable. He just turned his special into a TV show.
Right.
And we all love the special.
Oh, and you know what, man? The Fat Albert Bill is closer to this Uptown Saturday Night Bill than he is the Huxtable Bill.
That's
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember that.
We didn't know like even now. I like the Cosby Show, but I can't embrace it because I saw Let's Do It Again. I saw Uptown Saturday Night. I saw a piece of the action. I saw I Spy. So that bill was good. It's funny how you grew up embracing that bill, and then you look at the school.
I'm with you, A-Trap. That's a fantastic point. Yeah. Fantastic point. I'm right there.
And that another thing, going back to the Fat Albert thing, did he do the artwork for the cover?
I don't know about. I know he did the most. Did he do all of the voices?
No, he did all the voices because he did that as a thesis project.
Okay.
Oh, really?
He did that as a thesis project for his PhD.
If that alone don't tell you the genius that Dr. Cosby got, man.
Really. And the fact he was able to do. He did Different World, which was really a college type show, and you know he was able to recycle people. A lot of these people that we've seen on these shows later on were still acting, and I think that goes back to his, him being able to kind of train and get them a chance.
Hey, well, another fun fact: Bill brought in a sociologist, so it would be never a negative thought put in people's mind on Cosby or A Different World. And then when the show started to slip, he brought in the great Debbie Allen to do the direction. She rebooted it because it started off up here, started to slip. If you watch the very first season A Different World, her last name is Torme. She was in My Cousin Vinny. She was in the on Different World.
Yep, Marissa
Torme.
Yeah.
So Bill, I mean, his personal life is his personal life. I mean, I'm gonna tell y'all something about somebody else. We can still love this guy that we all love him. We can love Bill.
That's right. You're right, man.
That's a good point.
Because I'm not gonna say this dude's name and what he did on air because I don't want to put a grain of salt on this dude's name.
Gotcha.
We all love him.
Yeah,
gotcha.
And if you want to know, text me and I'll tell you.
The original Tyler Perry putting black to work. I agree with that.
That's good.
That's a good point.
I didn't think about it that way, but that's
he just didn't dress up as Medea. But
that's a good point. I didn't think about that either.
Now, Zenobia's. Hey, this made me want to go to Zenobia's. Like for real, this whole movie. That's all they was talking about. But that was
an after hour spot.
After hour spot, right?
Exactly. Meet me at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, we ain't doing no gambling at these after hour spots nowadays. I promise you.
No,
in Dallas.
Gambling with your life, maybe.
No, A-Trap, I didn't take you to the after hour spot. This was your first visit. I was just trying to see what you was about first. I couldn't get you all the way there.
I'm getting off
you saw
it.
Do I need to send Ben the picture to post on the way home? You barely made it that night. Man. I can't
hey, man. Okay, this is why I barely made it that night. I am definitely afraid of flying.
Yeah.
I love flying. I've flown all over the country, but this is what I do. Like if I was coming down to Dallas tonight, let's say I was leaving at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going to sleep until I sit on that damn plane. I have never been like this when the plane took off or landed. Until that dude, that jackass from South Carolina, woke me up. Hey, they get in on potato chips. Man. Boy, you lucky they didn't blew up this shit. They blew up that shit in New York. I'll be kicking your ass like
yeah, Mo, he struggled that night, man.
Look, man, I was so scared when the plane turns. That's my first time knowing that planes actually turn in the air.
Mm-hmm.
I got air sick. I almost threw up all over everybody.
Wow.
Man, I ain't trying to brag, but I done flown from coast to coast.
Yeah.
From border to border. I done been to Mexico and Canada, and your boy was scared to death.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time we kicked it,
yeah,
and then you saw the H-Rap secret that if I sit here long enough like this, I could be asleep by the time Dope start talking. Shout out to my Aunt Ernestine. She got it too.
Yeah.
All right, so Zenobia's, which they was like just fascinated about, and it was Sidney Poitier, which his name was Steve. It was his vacation.
There you go, dog.
In 2 weeks. He got 2 weeks vacation.
Vacation.
What?
Yeah, and I'm like,
when he said
the only
that,
thing I'm thinking of. He was like, we gotta go. I don't care what else you do, but we gotta go to Zenobia's. That's
I had heard that, A-Trap.
Man, 2 weeks.
Yeah, I had heard that.
Appreciate you, Chef Finest Wine. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. Hey, whipping up some good meals.
He in the kitchen. With the chicken. He whipping.
Seasoning the chicken.
Whipping work.
Now the guy that came in that was robbing, one of the guys, didn't they sound like DMX?
That was the what was that guy's name? That was Calvin Lockhart. That's
Calvin Lockhart.
Yeah, that dude
Biggie Smalls, baby.
Yeah.
That's Biggie Smalls.
So,
Yeah, he was in a lot more stuff back then. He kind of disappeared on us, didn't he?
Yeah, he
was
permanently.
Huh?
He permanently disappeared.
How long have we been past, man?
Maybe about 4 years.
Yeah, but I'm saying after, like back then, I would have expected him to be in a lot more stuff. He was in a few things back then, but
yeah, he just had that name that seemed like he was in everything. Like he was like,
yeah,
he got 2 lines I love, and let's do it again. And he was hiring 2 new thugs, and they was like, "Okay, Mr. Small, call me Biggie."
Yeah, there was a video. There's a video actually on YouTube. I didn't watch it, but it's talking about like forgetting people in Hollywood, and it kind of goes and I think it talks about him and like what happened and stuff. So maybe when I seen Calvin Lockhart, I immediately thought of Eric Lockhart.
yeah.
I don't know if they was
never.
He's from the Bahamas. That's where he actually was born.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I
think Lockhart is too.
That's what we're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Not the Lockhart.
No,
not the other Lockhart.
That Lockhart from Dallas.
Yeah.
Good dude too, man.
But I was thinking, like, ain't that it when you winning something and then they come in and rob the joint?
Right, man.
That's like life sometimes, man. You got the chair pulled for money.
I could really tell it was supposed to be in Chicago.
Oh, and to back up, it was filmed. It said it was filmed in Chicago and LA, but I don't know how much of it was filmed in Chicago, how much of it was in LA.
Well, really,
I'm tell you how much was
one scene. That's all they needed to.
At the very beginning, when they scanned the city, the rest of it was in LA.
So it was in LA. So it was 0.001%.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll get the skyline, but that's it after that.
That's it. Once they showed that still mean once they started showing Sidney Poitier at work, that's the last year because that was Gary.
That was it after that.
It was a wrap.
Crazy.
But that scene where the robbery, talk about that, Wilkes.
Oh, that scene was so crazy because when he came in, I mean the henchmen in the back, they were just kind of like taking everybody, put everything in the bag, put everything in the jewels, and of course he took that not a brooch, but he took that necklace off that lady.
Yeah,
but it was pretty crazy when I saw it because the crazy thing is when I first seen this movie, I was really young when I watched it, but I loved it then and it still held up great. But it was just so weird seeing that. I'm like, he's not disguising his voice. What if somebody gonna recognize who he is? like, man, we know who that is, man. It's like, yeah, but that scene, just seeing that was crazy. How they just like what happened upstairs? You know, it's like you came through.
Right. It's like, yeah. That's a good point. Like they just walk past everybody else and was like, nah, we're going downstairs. Don't worry about us right now.
Like you knocked the dude out at the door and came downstairs. I mean, you had like 1,000 people upstairs,
right?
But it was pretty crazy. That scene was it was. I thought, but when I was a little kid watching that, I wasn't sure if that was Sidney Poitier because I was like, where is Sidney Poitier in this movie? Because he's the other boss man, or I guess Coleon, whatever. But it was just like I didn't notice him then. But no, it was seen. It was good.
I was thinking that too. Were they using other actors for those?
Yeah,
for the robbers, but I guess not because it was
still him. Yeah, it was still Lockhart.
But the guy when they came in and they were taking the doorman down the stairs, that part when he was just like,
yeah, I'm like, he was all big and bad.
I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
Don't move, turkey.
They're about to choke him out. They're about to choke him out. Like, man, go to sleep, man.
Yeah. With the line where they were like, take everything off. Yeah. And she was like,
Took down the underwear.
Took down the underwear, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't have no underwear. He was like, okay.
Okay.
Like, that's what I'm talking about.
Neil, let me get the Quaaludes.
Oh, wow. I love that entire scene, man. You got an after-hour spot. You got Legged Peggy talking trash at the site.
Yeah,
rolling the dice. You got Bill talking trash at the site.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, I'm talking about. I loved everything. I did not want that scene to end, like the pre-robbery part of it. I wish
that part was longer.
That was like that was almost like a kind of an. I felt like it was an improv scene sometimes.
Yeah, you know what? You might be right about that. To where they didn't have lines written, they just like they gave him the idea. This is kind of what you wanted to be like. Yeah. But his talking trash and stuff probably was totally improv. I wouldn't be surprised.
Peggy was hilarious.
Leggy Peggy changed the date. No, the hell you ain't.
Yeah. But that made me think like, man, Bill was a trash talker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you had the security guy back there with the look on his face, and
that was
I love it.
You're gonna watch it. You're gonna get in.
That scene was great.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey man, I've heard that Richard Pryor used to really idolize Bill.
I believe that.
I believe it. Yeah,
Bill has always been the coolest guy in the room.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I believe it.
I mean, yeah.
Until he started calling them about all their cussing and stuff.
Until he did this.
Tell Bill to have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck
up. Yeah, Bill wasn't doing that. He was giving that to the.
I'm sorry. It's a Rich did that.
Yeah. All right. So from that scene, they basically go. They go to church. They went straight from there to the church scene
because he was sleeping. Remember? Yeah, because they were sleeping. So they did.
Flip Wilson
preaching.
With that slavery tie. What is that thing called? He looked like one of them preachers that was.
That wasn't a bolo.
Oh no, it looked like one of them preachers that was preaching to the slaves to obey their masters. That's what that.
Yeah, I don't know what those ties are called.
Oh, it was like a pencil neck tie or something like that.
No, but it was in like a bow form, though, wasn't it?
It was like a bow tie.
But it was weird.
Yeah.
Rucker pie.
Phil,
yeah.
Rucker Park in the building.
That's the dude who don't get his just due as well. Flip Wilson.
Oh, that's right, man.
Oh,
the Flip Wilson show.
Yep, Geraldine
Chappelle before Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Oh, no question about it.
Yeah, just hearing about him, Flip Wilson, growing up, my grandmother talking about Flip, my mom, definitely did not get enough credit.
Yeah. And Richard had a variety show too back then.
6 whole episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Only made it 6.
Yep.
Was it too raw?
I believe so.
It was probably too much.
But probably because of the yipping and yapping they was doing in the background, I bet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you want to be wildly entertained, look up the Richard Pryor show Ending Roast. He put
I've seen it.
He put Paul Mooney on Front Street. He cussed out. They was killing.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
And he went up there and killed all of them.
He went down the line.
He was like, and Miss Thang right here.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
So did.
He bust out Paul Mooney quite a few times.
Rapid fire.
Yeah.
He was around me when after my first pump. I'm like, Rich.
Like, whoa.
But you know, they said that was a deal, man.
No, they said, yeah.
They said that was a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess he was on top.
Rich.
And this is in the show business. They call that the stinger. And Ben, you supposed to have been playing the music and calling the stuff. That's what you should have been doing.
Hey, Mayhem. Richard said I shuffle, but I won't deal.
Hey, house wins.
Wow.
I'll pass it out.
Yeah, I've heard that, man, and I'll
pass it out.
Man. But a lot of rap people get on Biggie for saying a Richard line, and they don't know it's a Richard line. He was like, when he said, "You look so good, I suck on your daddy's." That's Richard. That ain't Biggie.
Yeah.
When I first met you, my first thought was a trick. You look so good, I suck on your.
Yeah.
That's Richard.
Yeah.
Shout out to the greatest, man.
Yeah, man. Which he was in the movie as well. We'll get to that. So
sharp eye, watch it.
Right, exactly. All right, 500. 200. It reminds
watching
me
me. They looking for me. I gotta go.
Well, me and Chris Wright. How much can I get for $2?
How much I get for real?
Right. But so they go to the church scene. They're there basically falling asleep because they were at the club, and they got robbed. And then they go home, which was a funny scene when he was dreaming.
Sound like a Friday.
Yeah.
He was like, "What you slap me for?"
Who was you dreaming?
Who was you dreaming about?
You dreaming about a woman?
You must have been dreaming. You was dreaming about me. Yeah, that was that. I like that interaction.
Yeah, me too.
That was good.
That kind of had that reminded me kind of a like All in the Family, kind of I Love Lucy, kind of the way they kind of interacted. That it was just that sitcom kind of thing.
Yeah, very old school. Husband sitting on the recliner watching TV, drinking a beer. She back there getting dinner together. Yeah.
Love
it.
In the chicken. See the chicken.
Okay. Here we go, man.
Here we go.
And that I would crack that because that little TV and that TV stand.
Yeah, right.
Play sports and news. That was it.
Yeah.
It looked like a walker or something that they had the TV on, or one of those.
That was 13 inches. That was right next to. That was the third biggest TV.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
All right, so
only floor model 19 and 13 back then.
Yeah, basically she could have just picked that TV up and just turned it around, and she went
That was
roll it into another room.
Now with the Richard Pryor scene, which that was a young. I was wanting to see when how many movies did he do before that? And he did quite a bit before.
Was that around the time? I don't know what date was this movie? I didn't check the date.
74.
Yeah, 74.
Oh, okay, so Superman was long after this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He screwed his name up Superman way after this.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was young though, so we got the young Richard Pryor in this. He didn't have a lot of screen time, but he made his presence.
No,
he made his presence.
Oh, yeah, he was. Icon.
Yeah, he played that role well. Matter of fact, really. and I think in minute 16:48, I wrote down well acted. Because everything I'd seen from the actors, I'm like, all of them are killing it.
Right.
Yeah. So when I was younger and Uptown came on, you knew the next movie was going to be Let's
Get
It On, Hell Up in Harlem. Was Hell Up in Harlem the third?
Man, there was some nasty movies back then, man.
That
some
was
with black folks in it, man.
I need to watch that movie again.
Hell Up in Harlem, Cotton Comes to Harlem,
man.
Grave Digger Jones, Coffee Jones, Three the Hard Way. I don't see these people.
You know, they talk about, like we mentioned, exploitation, but I just think that's just what it was. I think that was the culture. That was the style.
So let's do that. Let's talk about, because we kind of talked about that pre-show just a little bit, and we decided to save it. So this is you know, deemed by some to be a black exploitation film. However, a few of us, at least if not all of us, are of the opinion that it is not. But in order to be able to debate that fully, we need to determine what is a black exploitation film. Right. You know, what is it? What do they call that? Why is it called that? Right. You know, and they say, you know, and it's spelled real funny, you know, because they push the word black and exploitation together. Right.
Stole that from my man Isaac.
Yeah. So what are they saying? Are they saying that it was a film that was making fun of black folks, ridiculing them? Why is it called black exploitation? Because if you just look at the word exploitation, right, that's a negative.
Right.
That's what I always thought when they use that word, like it was a new Amos and Andy kind of thing. You know?
So what? Oh, go ahead.
What's my man? He just transitioned. Melvin Van Peebles is credited with the very first black exploitation movie. Because he was an aspiring movie maker, couldn't make any movies over here. He went over to Europe, blew up, came back with his own movie and made a movie. Black exploitation, in my personal opinion, is another way of saying, from my perspective, this, you know, don't ask nobody, but action adventure black movie. Because when you look at Coffee's sister got killed, lots of dope dealers, and the cops wasn't doing nothing, so she took things in her own hand, and Bruce Willis did. Three the Hard Way is when you got my main man, Jim Brown, you got Jim Kelly, and you got Jim Brown, Jim Kelly, and Fred Williamson. They going around whooping on everybody. Chuck Turner, the great ancestor Isaac Hayes, going around popping people. He driving through, he got a gun. It don't even go pow, pow. His gun used to go wow. It was just exploit. I don't know why they used exploitation, black exploitation, but it was always action adventure. It was based in the hood, and I think they just threw that out there to bring a neck, because what it was is a bunch of movies that was funded by us, made by us, and then white folks started to get into it and spent it a little bit, made it just a bit. They looked at Rudy Ray Moore, they looked at Melvin Van Peebles, they looked at Bill and Sidney, and was like, damn, they actually going to see this stuff.
If they follow the blueprint,
and then they followed the blueprint, and then put some white on.
Yeah, because then you get into the Mac and Superfly,
right?
You know, it's like, now is it becoming stereotypical at that point?
Right.
You know, it's like, really?
That's what I thought. I thought that it was more so showing how black people live, pretty much.
Yeah.
So what did it say? You were about to read the definition on there, being? Is that what you were about to do?
Yeah. So what it says is black exploitation is an ethnic subgenre of exploitation film that emerged in the U.S. during the early 70s. Now, the actual definition says the exploitation of black people, especially with regard to stereotyped roles in movies.
Okay. So there. Okay, I get it. So that's that. It is a negative connotation. You know, that's what it meant to, which exploitation is. So they're saying that movies that painted us in a negative light. Well, in this particular film, we debated whether it was one or not, right? Well, how can a man who has a job that you get 2 weeks vacation on be viewing him in a negative light? That's not negative as far as I'm concerned. So that leads credence to what we thought and said, I don't know if this is what that would be. I'm sure most people put it in that category just because it's easy. But
Now, Charlotte makes a great comment here.
See, that's exactly what I just said.
It wasn't. It didn't have a negative connotation.
Right. And that's what I said. Like when Superfly came along and the Mac, it was like, oh, look at this black guy. You know, he laid up with these women. He, you know, he drinking and drugging, and you know, he got the typical hairstyle, and he talking like this, or he lived like this. But it wasn't like that originally. So it's like they just played on that. Like, see, we told you they were, you know, wild and crazy or whatever. You know, it's just like she said, when the white producers got a hold of it,
hip hop.
I got news for you. Think about this. Let's just think about who we were. And H-Rap, me and you may see this a little differently, but think about who we were back then when we were watching these movies. If they were trying to make these movies in a way that was giving us a negative look at black folks and stuff like that, it didn't work on me because I was proud as hell, to see it and watch it, and so.
And just to piggyback off what Doc was saying, I was just thinking about this earlier. When I saw Uptown Saturday Night, I was like, man, they look like me. It's like they getting into trouble, they having a good time. They in action roles. We got black superheroes on TV, and things like that. It was just one of those things where I didn't take it as a negative thing, but they were trying to push it off as negative, but I didn't look at it as negative.
But to go back to Charlotte's comment, white America is about copying. Like, if we want to be like, what have they actually created?
Right. Right.
Zero. That's not a heart. That's a zero.
Right.
No,
it's a crooked zero.
Yeah, it's a little weird. But then to this point as well, like Black Panther, like a lot of us were proud of that, but there were also some people that took that black exploitation avenue, saying, "Well, maybe it wasn't, good for us." But to me, that was great. I mean, because there was no black.
I mean, think about it.
That degree, there was no black superhero on the main stage in a Marvel movie.
Right. Well, think about it for a second. I mean, let's think about the movie that we just reviewed not too long ago, which is The Harder They Follow, right? Mm-hmm. All black cast, predominantly black cast, right? Except for when they robbed the bank and stuff like that. How different is that than what this movie would be, right? In terms of, cast and all that other kind of stuff. And I'm telling you right now, they was robbing trains and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I didn't walk away with no negative connotation. Number one, because we know this was not trying to mimic what black life is. This was just a movie. When you show it, when you write a movie, when you write a script, it ain't necessarily mimicking every white person's life. Why do when we write a movie, it's got to be mimicking every black person's life?
Right.
It's not possible.
Yeah. And see, this is why I get it. This is why I stepped away from the sports arena, because I keep telling people, they keep saying things like, I believe that the narrative that Ben was just talking about, they showing this in a negative light. I think that started by mainstream media, right? Mm-hmm. Because if you look at Black Panther, they use a lot of traditional African situations in there. The women creating selecting a king, him constantly talking to the ancestors to get the direction that he wants. And the most important thing is, always do the fun fact during the show. Fun fact is, if it wasn't for a black actor and a black story, we wouldn't have any Marvel, because everybody want to believe Black Panther was the first black major motion picture with a black superhero. No, that's Blade. Wesley Snipes and Blade saved Marvel. Blade. Right. So when you don't talk about being all in on Blade. From Blade to Blade Trinity to matter of fact, did I not hear that they was thinking about bringing Blade back? Mahershala Ali is going.
Mahershala Ali's going.
Yep.
See, I think with Wesley Snipes' resurgence, I think it would be cool if they put him in there somehow.
Somehow you got to weave him in. Man. He's been. Like you
said, hot right now. They figure out. Blade has this cult following, man. So if you put Wesley in there, you're gonna be guaranteed to get a certain.
Blade is. People were upset because he was not coming back as Blade. So Blade has a still big following.
Yeah, man.
Blade was Iron Man basically before Iron Man.
Yes. Yeah. I was always God rest his soul, but I was always disappointed in John Singleton for not making Wesley Snipes shaft.
Oh, I can see that.
That's one of the coolest brothers in the history of
I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
So let's give a shout out to my boy Robert Townsend for Meteor Man, because it wasn't
Yes.
Oh, wow. Let's give a shout out to Robert Townsend. I mean, if we didn't have Meteor Man, You know?
Right. I know how will we know what direction to go? You know?
Yeah, man. I mean, he paid.
Yeah, we know what not to do.
Right, exactly.
You better stick to this. You should have made the 6 heartbeats, nigga.
D. Gray said wasn't negative at all. Classic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was thinking too. We were
Like
so
Bill
powerful
Jones,
then,
baby.
we have to go
Jim
back to
Kelly.
that.
Yeah, Charlotte. So leave that comment up for a second.
Yeah.
Charlotte, that's why we were talking about during the Harder They Fall. We were like, we're back, in a way. And I think about that for a second. We've seen Boomerang. We've seen name these movies, right? So all the Tyler Perry cuts. Right. We saw all these movies and none of them made us say we're back. When we watched the Harder They Fall,
I need some more of that.
To a man, we're like, we're back. Let's stay here. Let's keep coming with this type of stuff. Yeah. So again, I think we are right on the cusp of being back at that level. Whether they do anything with it, I don't know.
They have to.
Well, is there any word of it like up for a Golden Globe or anything? Or?
No, you know what? I don't want it to win anything.
Yeah.
It's gonna win something on the Fourcast Awards.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna win something on the Fourcast.
I know that. Yeah. And Charlotte, we are still powerful. I think to a certain degree, we just don't know it.
That's right, Ron.
Yeah,
we are powerful right now.
Yeah, we're just our power is not as combined as it was then. See, back then we were more likely to put our powers together. Right. Now, because I think too many people are more interested in credit than they are the result. Like for us, I'm gonna tell you right now, you take right now this entire cast of the Fourcast. We all have proven we can go do whatever we want to do on our own, right? But we are so connected and committed to this, right? Because you put power together. And that's why you end up with what you end up with. So I think that's the difference between the Harder They Fall. You set egos aside and all that kind of stuff and say, let's put our power together. Because at the end of the day, I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, we are greater together than we are separate.
Yeah. And kind of like what Doc was saying, I was telling that to Ben. I like a lot of these people that that were in this movie, and maybe I say a lot, but maybe I'm wrong, but a lot of them had cameos in Bill Cosby Show. A lot of them were
every one of them.
Yeah, they were characters in the Cosby Show. So I mean, like you said, when you put that power together, I mean, I know it right now. Christopher Nolan. If you watch a Christopher Nolan movie, Michael Caine is going to be in a Christopher Nolan movie. He is, whether it's Batman, whether it's some random.
Think about what's the white dude name? Happy Gilmore. No,
Adam Sandler.
Boy, he put his folks in everything.
He put his
Water Boy and
movie.
Quentin Tarantino. Yeah.
Rob Schneider is guaranteed to be in a anything.
Yeah. So when you put that power together, you trust those people in those places. Like Doc was saying, like you got to put those powers together. You got to be stronger. Because
I want to make the statement again. You're more concerned with the outcome than you are the credit. Right. You want your results driven, result oriented, not credit oriented, man. And
it's so funny. It's so funny, like what Doc is saying. It's like when it's just like kind of like what Jesus was saying. When the Father is blessed, I am blessed, and then it goes back, and it just becomes a cycle. It's
That's it, man.
When the Father blesses me, I bless you, and it continues. And it's just one of those things where I don't need the credit. It's not me. It's not me and of myself.
To affirm what Doc is saying, each and every one of those characters in the Harder They Fall is a separate and powerful entity on their own.
Crazy. Yes.
Done amazing
one of those
you better believe it.
It's a real person.
Yes, sir.
Some of those people were disappointed that they made a fictional tale about our actual ancestors. But as Doc said, you put them on. Why would you can separate them and then have a monicum of success?
Right. There you go.
And identify each one of them. Like Luke Cage and Daredevil and Jessica Jones and Golden Arms. You can do that and they all be successful. Or you can do this movie and tell people, hey, these are real characters, but the story is fake, and then intelligent people will go find out who those people are.
Right.
Now,
I'm telling you, the Harder They Fall, when I watched that, I literally watched it like I replayed it instantly because it was that good. Like I was like, I couldn't get enough of that.
Yeah.
And I hope they stay in that lane. Like it was really good.
Yeah.
And you think of Idris Elba, who's who's I believe going to be the next James Bond.
James Bond, yes, he is.
Well, if you just think of that mindset where he's really playing a secondary role.
That's right, man. That's
So
what I'm talking about.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Anybody when you get big actors like that who are willing to pay the supporting actor or actress, and guess what? Sometimes it's a situation where we're not going to have a lead actor or actress. We're going to all be supporting actors in this situation, right?
Yep.
And then I kind of agree with my man Craig. I don't want Idris Elba to be James Bond.
Golden boy.
Next thing you know, they're gonna be trying to have a white dude play Shaft, and then I'm really gonna be mad.
Yeah, but see, that's the deal.
Let them have that name, man.
This is the way I look at that, Golden. You know, I won't argue with whether they want it or whether they don't, but to me, doesn't matter. You can't stop this kind of power, is what I'm saying, and especially if it's put together, it don't matter whether you want it or not.
That's
why I'm not into talking about what the white dude want us to do and don't want us to do and all that other kind of stuff, because we are not beholden to them.
We gotta kill him. Oh, my fault.
I am through, man.
I got excited.
But seriously, man, we are not beholden to them. And again, think about what the Fourcast is doing right now. We have started this conversation on the guise of reviewing a movie from 1964. Yet, I don't care who you can take this to the most powerful individual in Hollywood, most powerful black individual in Hollywood, and you tell me they can watch this and not be inspired by it. You're out your mind.
That movie was
you
great.
said 64, 74, dog.
Oh, 74, you take this, they be inspired to no end to hear this thought process on what's going on.
And going back to Charlotte's comment and Golden's and kind of putting it together, like that just says how powerful we are. They just want a piece. Right. They're not they trying to take all of it.
For example,
they just want a piece so that they can use that to build.
But think about this. Remember the movies we reviewed where the FBI come and get this one guy to sell out.
Right.
So think about this. That is continuing to happen over and over and over and over and over.
Because they don't want to see that power in it.
Instead of selling it to them, keep it. It's almost like, when we be back in the green room sometime and we get so excited about what we're going to talk about, I'll be like, save it. Let's take this to the air, right? That's the thing we should do with our content, right? Instead of selling it to white Hollywood, save it. It's like Don King said, don't give away what we can sell. Don't give away for free what we can sell. Keep it for our own.
Right.
That way we can have more. It shouldn't just be Tyler Perry Studios and they are, and maybe one other or two others that we got. We should have plenty of them. We should have a black actor should have enough black options in terms of studios to where they can decide where they're gonna go get a film, done at,
Right.
No, absolutely. It makes sense.
And we got enough capital to be doing that, man. I'm telling you.
So Bill Cosby played Brown Hornet. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
No,
he did.
It was a segment on the Fat Album.
Yeah,
But
they had a little cartoon segment, but I think there was one point where he had the live action with the mask on.
That's right. He did. I remember that too. Yeah.
The Brown Hornet and his trusty pal Stinger.
Yes.
Shout out to Gino Zapata. He's tuning in, gave us a thumbs up. Also, Theodora Harper, one of the best names on earth, Theodora. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Charlotte says, yes, together is what I meant. Power is in our DNA, and that's eternal.
Thank you, Kendrick Lamar. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Facts. Appreciate you, Gino. Definitely Sports Life Productions. You can follow him on Facebook, and I believe
what's up, Gino? Good dude there, man.
Definitely. Also on Instagram.
Yeah, but don't call him unless you got at least 30 minutes. You're gonna talk, baby. It's gonna be positive. We're gonna shout, we're gonna do an offering, then we're gonna talk to him.
Right. I gotta get back to this Stromboli, man. I call you right back.
I gotta go with my bathwater on fire.
These just jokes, Gino. These just jokes. You said
Gino can take it. Gino can take it. I promise you. Good
So-
dude. And just stay tuned. I can't go away from this. Stay tuned. Sports Life Productions and BS3 Network. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
And then my show coming, butt naked under my clothes.
Deep thoughts with A-Strap.
So back to the Richard Pryor, especially when they go outside and he's like, "Yeah, that's my brother." I mean, he played that, man. That was
too good.
That was classic right there. I wish he had more time in the movie, honestly. But whatever they were able to give us, I appreciated that.
Man, Richard Pryor. Another fun fact, man. Richard Pryor was supposed to be Cleon Jones and Silverado? Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles. Oh, instead of that,
Instead of Cleon
Jones.
He wrote
That's
that.
what I felt like when I was like, man, I feel like Richard Pryor should have been doing this, but it was
he helped write it. He helped write it, and one of the
Saddles
funniest lines in the history of movies is when Cleon Jones put their gun to his head and in front of all those white people, say, "Anybody move and a nigga dies." You know that's Richard Pryor.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
Sharp Eye Washington. I knew immediately he wasn't no PI. I don't know what he was, but he definitely wasn't no PI.
He was a con man.
He said $500.
I gotta go.
But that nervous, funny, hustling. He played that role so good, man.
He's
so
always
good.
Yeah.
Man, we pimp, so what's this a track team, man? They ain't running from nobody.
I know this ain't no Richard Pryor quote unquote star role or anything like that. But when you start looking at him and stuff that we've named, right? We've named the Stir Crazy, and I think Bustin' Loose was the sequel to that. And then you think about Car Wash and his role in that, right? Richard Pryor has some range secretly, man. This dude, when you think Richard Pryor, you only think about how great he is in stand-up for the most part.
Right.
But I think his movie career is overlooked, man.
Yeah.
I really do.
And the Mac lady sings the blues.
Yeah, there you go. Oh man, you want to talk about that movie? That's a fantastic suggestion. Hey, the lady sings the blues. That dude was on it in that, man.
Was he a club owner? No, I don't remember. I can't remember
what his role was.
I don't remember what he was,
but it was when I say
Mama used to like that movie.
Yeah, Diana was in that with him, when she?
Yes.
Yeah. She was on that Heron.
Heron.
We're about that
just like Mayhem Camry.
Oh, wow. Really?
I love it.
He said, what about when he kicked Goldie's sidekick?
When he was Goldie's sidekick at the Mac, he was like, "Hey man, I ain't running from nobody, man. This ain't we pimps. This ain't no damn track team."
Yeah. All right, well, it's about that time in the show where we get to the beauty of the week. Fire beat.
Bring that beat back. You got to start it louder than that. You can't be starting it out. All right, it is time for the beauty of the week, and our beauty of the week is our Mrs. Paula Kelly, also known as Leggy Peggy.
Man,
you want to bring the picture up for me, please, Mr. Producer, sir?
Let me tell you.
That is how.
Let me tell you.
That picture on the right. Ooh, come here like camera rings.
Hey, I'm talking about the picture on the left. I'm talking about the picture on the left, though.
Well, I'm talking about the one with the,
my
right here. I don't
know. Okay. All right. I'll just make sure we're talking about
the
same
one.
Thing. They should be eye to eye.
You know the one. But yeah, anytime, you get a chick, she's got a sense of humor, obviously. She's working the hell out that craps table. And to me, for the host of the Beauty of the Week segment, for me, it ain't always just about who the most drop dead gorgeous in the film, right? There's some other actresses there that you might have put ahead of her. You may say Katie Lester, you may say Rosalind Cash.
Who's awesome.
You know, you may say Lee Chamberlain. You know, all of them have some beauty in their own right. But to me, Paula Kelly as Leggy Peggy.
Oh man, she was awesome.
Loving it.
Yeah, she was
loving it. Anybody, you got a chick you can take to the after hour spot? Now, why she was with that crooked politician, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, you know.
Yeah.
There you go. She uncrooked him.
Yeah. She did it for me. And when I say when she was at the table, I said on there, she's acting her ass off. I mean, she played the hell out of that when she at that craft table, man. You believed that was the real deal, man.
My favorite role she ever played is when Lamont and Rollo was being African. Brother Tallulah.
Yeah.
She was in the woman of Brewster's Place too. I remember that.
Yeah, she did it for me, man.
And here's a more recent picture of her also.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Very classy.
Yeah.
I get that.
Beauty of the week.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a perfect segue to the congressman, which made me think of I'm gonna get you sucker, the guy that had the dashiki on, but he had the white wife.
Well, this fool put on his dashiki and turned the picture around from the white art to the African art, depending on who's gonna be out there. He goes, "Oh, it's one of my constituents. Give me just a minute." See?
And a professor on the Cosby Show, I think, or
different world. That's where I remember him from. I know I've seen him or something.
Yeah, he's been Roscoe Lee been around, man.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, he ain't. Yeah.
And he was also Smiling Sam on Good Times. Yeah. Honest James.
Yes. Oh, and we didn't talk about the brother from Five Heartbeats that was teaching him how to dance. He was the kung fu, the karate dude. Yeah. The little man.
Little Seymour.
Sliding through the bar.
Little Seymour, that ain't.
And I'm Big Percy.
And it was like, ah.
Yes.
Man.
I was like, what?
Hey, man, there was some entertaining. But I think the funniest part with the congressman, when the wife was like, yeah, I met him at Zenobia's. And he was like, whoa, hold on.
Wait a minute.
Talking about business out in the street like that, man. Let's just try to keep it low key. She was like, nah, they knew you by name. Like, she just went down the line. Yeah, that whole scene I thought was funny.
Great stuff.
Anything else on that scene with the congressman?
Nah, it's funny. It speaks for itself, man. I loved it.
And I just felt like this entire movie until the end, Steve and Wardell just kept getting jacked. I'm like, well, just keep getting jacked.
Yeah. Getting that runaround, man.
Have we passed the scene yet when that Joker he got kicked out the club and tried to get back in and got punched right back out? Oh, I literally laughed out loud.
That was right after, yeah.
Funny, man.
Yes. The funny
that was when they was going to try to look for, who did the robbing at a after hour spot.
It was funny when they went in there. It was funny when they went in there and they're like, "Yeah, where's little Percy and little Seymour and Big Percy at?"
Right,
big.
Yeah,
I saw that, and I ain't scared. Because I'm from the corner, Jack.
But another aspect of this movie, man, that we forget about, so that I think they did a really good job of establishing, is that this was factory work, right? Like Mr. Jackson was a factory worker, and around that time of in the country, factory work was common across the country, man. And it's like that's why our grandmothers and our grandfathers and stuff, they were able to work in factories, man, and put together a 30, 40-year career. In the factory, man, and have a nice life,
easy.
I don't think that's thought of and spoken of enough, which I think they really did a good job of encapsulating that.
Yeah, he was excited, and he was excited to get them 2 weeks. He didn't even know
he was doing. I mean, think about what he was doing, man. That wasn't no. I mean, shoot, that was a decent job, man. It took some skill to get into that, and it was hard work and et cetera, So I think that aspect of it is fantastic, man.
Yeah.
And think about it. He wore a suit and tie to the factory job.
Yeah.
Took it off, put on his stuff. And back then they dressed up a lot nicer just on a regular daily basis.
Yep.
And then also hats were more common back then than they are now. If you look some of those old pictures, man, you'll look and you'll see everybody had on a hat.
Yeah, that was that brim.
Yeah.
They were clean. They were clean. Yeah. And
bring on.
Yeah, so with that bar scene, that was funny. And talking about I was thinking Bill Cosby was like the fake gangster in this, because he was standing behind him like, yeah, I got your back. I thought he was about to back away and go out the door.
Yeah. Now, he was always trying to fight. Every time he said he was trying to fight somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, I was waiting on him to turn around and leave out and leave Sidney Poitier standing there by himself.
Yeah, well,
you know what? We skipped over this, but one of my favorite scenes, and it was the actual showing of the true friendship of Sidney and Bill in this movie. Is when he was like, "Hey man, we going to Madame Zenobia's." He was like, "Man, I can't go. I gotta wait to what's the name go to sleep." He said, "You gotta wait till she go to sleep. You better take control of your life. I'll meet you at 1 o'clock."
Yeah,
after my wife goes to sleep.
Right, exactly. The chemistry was uncanny,
and that's another thing, man. Those types of friendships, man, we don't make enough of those these days. They exist out there, right? Yeah. But we don't make enough of them. They're not as visible. And that was a fantastic friendship, man, between brothers. Their wives hung out together. They hung out together. Yeah. If you could tell, it's a lot of unspoken things there. Like if one of them went missing, they'd all get together to go figure out where such and such at. Such and such ain't came home. Instead of her getting mad and getting with the other wife to say, girl, you need to leave him. Yeah. They'd have sent their other husband that was at home, go find him and bring him home. Right, kind of deal.
Yeah,
you're right. That's how my wife gonna have to. Oh, my fault.
Yeah. And then,
keep me out of Texas.
And I agree, Charlotte. They took pride. They took pride in everything.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
And then they go in and Sidney Poitier meets Geechee Dan. I was wondering why didn't Bill Cosby go in there with him? He was just sitting outside.
Nah, man, he knew better, man.
He was like, "No, man, you go ahead and go in. I'll just wait outside the car."
Look how he handled big person, little Seymour. Hey, you stay in the car.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, with Geechee Dan, you gonna get everybody killed. You gonna get the people watching this movie killed.
Man, that shootout, man. I'm like, what is the shootout?
Pew, 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 pew. Yeah. I was like, man, they had to miss. They were shooting for at least 3 minutes.
It reminded me of Harlem Nights when they were shooting out them big guns and that dude shot that with. You don't put that little shit out.
Kept looking at it.
Hey, what was crazy is the bartender was still holding that case of liquor.
Right. He didn't get shot at all. He was just standing there like he was.
Yes.
But Harry Belafonte, I don't know if we talked about this at the beginning, but they look nothing like. I had to look it up to see, is this the Harry Belafonte?
Yeah, man.
Or is this a different Harry Belafonte?
There's another Harry Belafonte.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I don't know who this is.
Even when I was a kid, I was watching, I'm like, where's Harry Belafonte?
Yeah, they did a fantastic job. So, A-Trap, you said that they did do the same makeup situation that they did for
Marlon Brando
and The Godfather.
See, that's what I was wondering, because he kind of had that Don.
I didn't think about it, but that looked just like that.
Yep.
But here's the thing, this is gonna show my age. Don't know about this. It's this cowboy movie, Ben. The reason I was able to identify that was Harry Belafonte, because arguably the greatest cowboy movie in the history of the earth is this movie called Buck
and the Preacher.
Oh, man, and
he looked just like Geechee Dan in that movie.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So as a kid, I don't see the difference I don't know. As a matter of fact, as a child, I don't know Harry Belafonte from there. I know Buck and the Preacher and then Geechee Dan.
Yeah, right. Buck and the Preacher is another one. Sidney Poitier was in that too, right?
Yeah.
Sidney Poitier, this gorgeous sister, and Harry Belafonte.
We need to put that on the list later in the year. We need to look.
We got to watch it. Hey, man.
That's what I said. You can find those on TV, man. But now
that's on Prime.
Oh, it's on Prime.
Buck and the Preacher's on Prime. No, this is on Prime or Showtime right now. I watched it a couple of weeks ago. It's still dope. Yeah. Hey, man, as a matter of fact, I would urge everybody who ever gonna watch this.
All right, Rhonda, we'll see you.
Peace out, Ron.
Appreciate you.
All right, now we'll see you.
I would urge everybody who's watching this and whoever's going to watch this, if you are, and you know what, it ain't even cultural, watch Buck and the Preacher.
Yeah.
One of the greatest movies ever.
Yeah.
And it means something to us.
Yeah.
It's a big
Buck
deal.
and the Preacher means something to us.
I'm gonna pull up the graphic.
Wasn't Ruby D in that movie?
See? Geechee Dan.
That is.
Yeah.
That is. I mean, that
Well,
now
Ruby-
that
Yeah, I think you may be right. Ruby D.
Well, Ruby
may
D.
have been in there.
Okay, I couldn't remember if it was this one or not.
Yeah, but that is Geechee Dan though. I see. But I think didn't he lose?
So that
it
was
looked
actually
he lost
out
weight
2
later
years
on.
before this movie.
Yeah.
But he kind of lost weight.
Yeah,
Right.
Ruby D was in it.
Okay,
Oh, well, that's the lady then.
Okay, it was Ruby D. It was Ruby D.
The lady is Ruby D then, because that lady, boy, people slept on Mother Sister.
Yeah, it did.
Ruby D was a stone
Ruby D.
cold
It-
fox, Jack.
Just like Eartha Kitt, man. They was sleeping on him, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come through.
But the difference is Eartha Kitt didn't age as well as Ruby D.
That's right.
All right.
Marcus.
She was nice.
Yes.
But man, I saw some
Ruby
old
D?
pictures of Ruby D.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ruby
Yes.
D is a fox, Jack.
Ozzie Davis wasn't crazy, man. Ozzie Davis wasn't
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Hey, another fun fact. Double K from B Street. That's Ozzie Davis and Ruby D's son.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Another fun fact.
Yeah, Ruby D was, she was all that.
Yeah, Ruby D was. Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep, Charlotte. You making a list too, man. That's again about this show. We not only want you to watch what we're watching, but also watch what you're
watching. What?
Right.
Say that again. Let's let him start over. Get reset. Action. Shit, I need to hear this because he's messing the shit out of this.
I said we don't want you to just watch what we're watching, which is Uptown Saturday Night. We want you to watch the other films that we talk about.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
So
that
now
was
I gotta watch
we
Buck in the
not
Take
only
two.
want
Take
you to
two is
watch
better.
what we watching, we want you to watch what you watching.
See, now I gotta watch Buck and the Preacher again because I feel like there's
Yeah,
a
me
reference
too.
in Harder They
Save
Fall.
that. We gonna do it.
It is, man. It is.
I feel like
It
there's
is.
that's why I thought
Yes.
Yeah.
there's a reference in there, but I was
I'm
like,
telling you, man. As great as hey man, please don't receive this the wrong way.
Kirby.
As great as Harder They Fall was,
yeah,
it ain't got nothing on Buck and the Preacher.
I can believe that.
That movie, man. Sidney and Harry.
They were great.
It was a Western in the true sense of the word. It is a us Western.
Yeah.
And because a lot of times what we'll do is we'll make a white facing black movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll just do
That
what they
happens.
would have done.
Yes.
Right.
This movie is us.
Gotcha.
Now, did you guys say there was a reference to that movie?
It was like
Harder They Fall?
it's almost a prequel. It
because
took some from Buck and the Preacher, and you remember how they shot out our ancestor now. What's his name? Chadwick Boseman on the stagecoach. When you watch Buck and the Preacher, you will go, "Oh!"
I'm telling you, when I watched, because that was like, man, Harder They Fall, and I was like, man, Buck and the Preacher. I need to rewatch this because there's kind of a similarity.
We might need to do that sooner rather than later, while the Harder They Fall is fresh on our mind.
Yeah, that would be good.
But yeah, a lot of people don't realize that Eartha Kitt was the real Catwoman. She played Catwoman.
Yeah.
Oof. Lord Jesus.
Ruby D, man.
Ruby D's nice.
She the beauty of the week. She would have been if they let me do the beauty of the week, and we could do what's the movie with Denzel was a drug dealer, American Gangster. I'm picking Ruby D.
Hell yeah.
Every time.
Grandmama Ruby D.
Yeah. How about your house? Yeah.
All right, the loose lip sermon by by Flip Wilson.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did he say?
That was funny. That was funny.
Coveting other people's husbands, coveting other people's wives. Come on, Flip.
Yeah, he went all the way in on that.
The devil made me do it.
Hey, you know what that was though?
Come to
Y'all telling people that I'm sleeping with these women up in here.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Man, Flip was the greatest, man.
Yeah.
Watch that Flip Wilson show. And then you know what? Flip and Red Fox got a similar past. Flip had this character he played called Geraldine. She was the prequel to Shanae. And
okay.
Red and Flip said they stopped doing Geraldine and Fred Sanford because Geraldine and Fred Sanford got bigger than Flip Wilson and Red Fox.
I believe it.
I can see that.
I believe it.
I can definitely see that. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, Geraldine is like Shanae, either mama or grandmama.
Yeah.
So kind of rounding out the movie Geechee Dan and what was it called?
Slim.
Yeah. They started working together to get this jewelry,
Right?
Which they came up with a master plan. Hey, at all costs, it was going to get that ticket.
Yeah, jumping off the bridge, I'm gonna get it. Gotta get that bag, man.
Send it on top of the car. That was hilarious because it was so.
Yeah.
And them jumping off the bridge, and it was like,
hey, that's a friend right there.
Right?
Yeah, really.
You can't swim.
You can't swim.
To get it.
Well, first he said you can't swim, and then he jumps off.
Yeah,
he probably can't swim either. Yeah,
that's a friend though.
Great
you
stuff,
jump off a bridge for your boy.
Right.
Hey, Big Illinois, you better learn how to swim. Throw a rock down there at you or something.
Right. Oh man, great stuff.
But back to the point, I think A-Trap or Wilkes made is that when they were in the hospital, the first thing he said was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And then he was like, "Hey, is Wardell okay?"
Yeah.
So, oh, they're in a different ward. I mean, so they had that camaraderie together. Now, let me ask this before we get to kind of final thoughts. The other two movies, were the wives in there, those movies too?
One of them,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's Do It Again. They had wives.
The same wives?
Oh,
okay. Different wives.
Nicole.
Was that the?
I can't think of her last name. Nicole. She was in Sparkle. Nicole something was Bill Cosby's wife.
I was gonna say that's Bill Cosby's wife, right?
Yeah, and I can't think of the sister's name. She had short hair. And then Nicole Nichols. Nicole Nichols was Bill Cosby's wife. And Uptown Saturday, Let's Do It Again. And she was his love interest in A Piece of the Action.
They said Denise Nichols.
Denise Nichols.
Now the lady that I can't think of her name. The lady that was,
you talk about a great character, Jimmy Walker as Bootney Farnsworth. That was a great character.
When they was talking about remaking this, that's a movie, dog. You know who I wanted to be Bootney Farnsworth? Chappelle.
Oh yeah,
it would have been perfect.
And can Kevin Hart, speaking of remakes, Kevin Hart is working on the Uptown Saturday Night remake. I don't know who's going to be in it. Maybe Wesley Snipes.
Let's Do It Again. Jane Kennedy was in it. George Foreman was in it.
George Foreman? Yeah, the grill in there next to him.
I feel like George Foreman, wasn't he? I feel like
John Amos was in it.
Yeah, Jane. I remember John. That's right.
It was
damn.
Hey, dog. I got one for you, dog. Bootney, Biggie Smalls' side, like his number one lady. That lady. Good Lord, Jesus.
Appreciate you, Lennon. Thank you for tuning in. We are doing great.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Lennon Crisp. That's an interesting name, isn't it?
It is. All right, let's get to some final thoughts on Uptown Saturday Night, throwback edition of the Fourcast. A-Trap?
One of my favorite movies. Stood the test of time. I don't want them to remake this.
No.
You know, it's like
Please.
I look at this like I look at some songs, like when Stevie Wonder sings As or anything off Songs of the Kid. Like, don't remake that because you're not gonna do it that way. Don't remake no old Marvin. You can't. Don't remake no Luther. Don't remake this. I mean, it'll be beautiful to see these kinds of things. Right. You know, these three words. Don't remake that because you're gonna. What's his name? My man got the cute daughter. Not Bobby Wall, man. He died like 1979, 1980. his daughter be killing it now.
Oh God,
Hathaway.
Don't make no
Hathaway.
Hathaway songs. You better leave that alone, man. Because it's other
Song
movies.
for you. Yep.
Yeah.
I love
Just leave it alone, and I just don't think they need to remake.
Because they gonna modernize it. They're gonna bring it up to speed. It's gonna be
everything does not need a remake. You're right.
And this is one of those movies, man. We just keep watching this in its original form. You could probably digitize, make it look better.
I have to say, I was the one that I didn't want to see another Coming to America. Really, it was just like, just leave where it is.
All right, Goldie.
I wanted to because I guess I wanted to see what it was going to be like, but I knew you couldn't duplicate it.
Yeah, it's going to be that lure of I got to watch.
We're not going to get on that tangent though, because we can talk about that all night.
But so I loved it. I'm gonna always love it. This is one of the rare movies that I like it a little more every time I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, definitely.
This is something I'm definitely gonna watch again.
Yeah. And for me, growing up, I mean, like I said, these movies were on TV when I was growing up. Loved these movies. My grandfather talking about these movies.
Right.
What the clothes, the cars. Just the way the camaraderie, the way they bounced off each other. I mean, I love watching these movies growing up. I mean, it was great. I mean, I enjoyed it. Anytime I got a chance to buy one on VHS, I bought one. I was like, I had it. Yeah, it was great. Like, I loved it.
I've put food back and bought stuff like this. Like, I don't really need these chips.
And
I don't need these Vienna sausages.
Right. And I'm glad that A-Trap mentioned Buck and the Preacher, because now I got to watch that if it's on Prime. I got to rewatch that.
Yeah. It's either Prime or Showtime, Mayhem.
Yeah, that's where I was going, Charlotte, with my final thoughts is nostalgia was the term I was going to use. And it reminded me, see, this was the doc that laid on the floor, twisting around, out feet on the couch, like I'm laying on the floor. Yeah. My feet up on the couch, and I'm looking at the TV backwards and shit. On a Saturday, that's just watching these kind of movies and what it did. But unfortunately, because it was on TV, I think we lost our appreciation for it back then. We didn't really put it in the context that it should have been. We lost some of its greatness because it was so readily available, right? But no doubt about it. It's nostalgic. It takes you back to a different time and place that you're fond of and you miss,
For me, I'm glad this was recommended because I think, like I said all along, good to see Bill Cosby, good to see Sidney Poitier in this role, good to see Harry Belafonte, and I mean, to me, it had the full combination. It had the comedy, it had the realness to it, had the action to it. I mean, it had all the recipe of a great movie.
Doing the throwback films was a great idea for us as the Fourcast to tackle one of those a month. And as we can tell with this little list we got going on, one a month might not be enough.
Right.
Bonita Whitfield, shout out to her. She was the one.
Definitely, she was the one. You're right.
Yeah, she mentioned it. Yeah,
you're right.
Oh yeah, that's
right in front of the TV.
The artist formerly known as.
Right. When that album dropped. Yeah. But the other thing I'll say
somebody need to check on her. I ain't seen her on in a while.
I think she was.
Oh, she was on last time.
Was she? Okay.
Yeah, she was in the last one.
Bill Cosby was supposed to be a taxi cab driver, but he ain't ever in this whole. He never picked nobody up.
Yeah, sure. He used his taxi
he stole that car. Right, he stole that car.
He's the first Uber.
It was something that was great in itself and triggered a lot of forgotten memories.
That's right. I agree.
100%.
We all mentioned something that caught our attention.
Because stuff like this came on right after Soul Train, man. I'm watching.
Yeah, matter of fact, somebody said, I think it was Charlotte who mentioned Soul Train back then.
Yeah,
and that was a stop down Saturday morning, just right after you got through cleaning up. That was fantastic.
Soul Train, Afro Sheen, Passion Fair, Ebony Jet. Yeah, definitely.
Man, I'm telling you, it take me back as a kid, man.
It did all that.
Oh, we never did the documentary on what's the dude that did Soul Train? It's slipping my mind now.
Don Cornelius.
Don Cornelius. They have a documentary on him.
It's on HBO or Showtime. I think it's on.
I don't know which one it's on.
That was on HBO. That's right. They did do that. That's right.
Yeah, and we did mention that, but we didn't.
Oh, what's in the Arthur Ashe documentary?
Yeah. Oh, right.
I saw. I think H-Rap
coming out.
Yeah, we gotta get this running. We gotta get this running list. American Soul, I think is the name of it.
American Soul.
It's on. If that's it,
isn't that a song? American Soul. I feel like that's a song.
Probably somewhere.
American Soul. I feel like that's a song.
Maybe. I think that's a series. American Soul.
That is the series on Soul Train.
Okay.
Oh, it's a series. Okay.
Yes, on that.
Let's get to the mics. Let's get to the mic ratings. Doc.
I'm gonna give it a solid 4, man. I don't know that I would, go so high as 4.5 or a 5, but it gets a solid 4. I think we got to be careful at being too generous with our 5s. I wouldn't argue with anybody who said 4.5 on it, but I think it's nice in a solid 4 category, which again is above average. That's a very good rating. It's not quite excellent, but it's very good. So it's a solid 4. Solid 4.
Okay. All right. Wilkes.
Yeah. Actually, that's kind of where I am. A solid 4. I mean, from the opening music to the font, to the clothes, and just seeing Bill Cosby all bearded up like that. Really? It's just crazy. But the clothes and everything, just how my grandfather dressed, wearing the fedora or wearing the, taking his clothes to the cleaners and getting that military crease, and things like that. So it's just that just kind of took me back.
Just stopped doing that last year.
Sending them pants up by themselves.
They jump in the closet. You don't need no hands.
Pretty much. Stay flow. What's that? I don't use that, man. Get out of here. So no, I give it a 4. I give it a 4. It took me back.
Hey, Trap.
I'm gonna give it a 4.5. But it's not because it was a great movie. This is a movie that me, my mother, and my sisters used to watch when we lived at 1209 South Racine, apartment 701.
Yeah,
it is very near and dear. This and those other movies that we talk about, Buck and the Preacher, all those movies we used to stay up on Friday nights, and then Dark will remember this, and then after this went off, and Charlotte will remember it, Wolfman Jack came on Friday night special after
one of the greatest voices in all of radio history.
So that's why it's just, and then because I didn't really look at the movie because, dude, I could have not watched this movie and gave y'all the same things. So it's just the fact that it is almost 50 years old, equally entertaining. The storyline is fitting for right now. That's why I'm giving it a 4.5. And I ain't gonna lie, man, I was gonna give it a 5 because of, dude, you got the, like you said, the dresser, not dresser, the choreographer from 5 Heartbeats.
Oh yeah.
You got Big Percy. You got
Big Perm.
Madame Zenobia. You got so many people that we later on went on to love.
Right. Yep.
No, sure. So,
I give it a 4, a solid 4. I think it was it was definitely in that above average. I think 5 is a lot for me and what I've rated 5s, but definitely a solid 4.
Kev said he'll listen later. He's on a very important business call.
All right.
Appreciate you, Reddy Kev.
Hey, and a little BS3 Network shout out. We just got notified that one of our BS3 members, podcast host Erica Fernandez, has just been joined the Sporting News as their senior social media producer.
Congratulations.
So that's big. Erica Fernandez, congratulations. Shout out. The Sporting News. I might just go on and get a subscription just to support her.
Yeah, congrats, man. She's been working. She's been working on that too.
Yeah,
that's big time. That's big time. All right. Well, What do we have coming up on Queen 3 and King?
Oh, we're following up on just a piece of the conversation last week, talking about celibacy. So this is Celibacy Conversations Part 2. We're bringing back Dr. Selena Finchroy Smith, who's the producer of Man Talk Mondays and her own show, Education Through the Eyes of Trauma, and Teaching Through the Eyes of Trauma. And when I say that, and I'm trying to get her to, start dropping that show on BS3 Network as well. And then we also got comedian John Yogi Lewis coming back. So this ought to be a fantastic show tomorrow. So
this is going to be hilarious tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
And we got a special guest and maybe an announcement or something like that, possibly. So just stay tuned. This ought to be good tomorrow.
All right, end of the bench.
Oh damn! I was watching last week with Dog with the celibacy thing. That's gonna be on fire show, and I'm gonna celebrate. No,
Wow.
I got my Bitcoin guy, stock market guy coming on to continue the education process in regards to investing, just not living. You could potentially put yourself in a situation to whereas you can stop working one day, make your money work for you. I'm also talk about the wealth gap. Let me go to my list instead of trying to freestyle it off the dome. You talk about what is called cover charges. And what a cover charge is this: they arrest me, beat the hell out of me, or even go as far as to shoot me, or let's just say beat the hell out of me, and I live. And what they do is say I attack them. And I attacked them, and they put those charges on there, and those charges stick. And in some parishes, there's this parish in Louisiana, they've made it so you can't even charge police and sue police for excessive force anymore.
Wow.
And, profit margins. We can actually combat the profit margins. The profit margins in America are at their highest in 70 years. Wow. 70 years. And Daniel Triplett is accused of killing Brent Mack. This is a man. See, this is why we have to invest in Black media. This is why you have to invest in BS3. This is why you have to invest in Build for This Network. This dude, Daniel Triplett, told everybody, one of his employees, he just left. And then they did some investigation, saw the video camera, and he buried this dude 2,800 feet deep under a sunk. What is it? A sump. What's the tank that sits up under your house for the
septic tank?
Septic. Okay.
Buried this man under a septic tank, and the damn judge let him walk for $5,000.
Wow. For
$5,000. This is about voting. This is about because if you got judges that's letting people walk on stuff like this, and this is voting rights and things like that, and I have to get more information, but Texas is about to be the blueprint for people who are anti-abortion. And when you control abortion, people think this thing with abortion, hey man, you need to protect yourself. Hey man, you need to be more careful. You just can't get abortion. Look, that's that person's part. I've never been pregnant. Thank God. I've never been pregnant. I don't have the ability to be pregnant, so I don't care what you do with your pregnancy. That's between you and the man. But we must realize these things are pivotal to your rights, because if I can control what you can do with your body, I can control you. And we must start. Look, I understand. I am a person who does not have any faith in the system. I'm gonna say that up front. I have zero faith in the system. But the reason I don't have faith in the system is because we haven't applied ourselves to the system. Me, my man Craig, and my man Stacy was talking tonight. How is it that we make up 40%? 40%. I'm gonna say it again. 40% of the population in the state of Mississippi, and it's still a red state.
Yeah. Wow.
Right.
Just us. Yeah. I'm not talking about the Latinos. I'm not talking about the Asians.
40%.
40. It's still a red state. We must stop complaining and start engaging. So I have to get more information. If I get more information on that abortion thing, then I add it to it. But as of right now, I'm just going to talk about the profit margins. I'm going to talk about Daniel Truitt. I'm going to talk about, the most important thing I'll talk about tomorrow is Maya Angelou. I'm just going to leave that as Maya Angelou. I am angry I am angry.
Wow.
That's gonna just be a raw dog, buck naked rant.
Okay.
It's not gonna have any facts. It's not gonna be any statistical information.
I want to say something real quick about that. Why is it that the United States Congress, whoever passes that, why do they have to find the safe person that everybody loves and recites and repeats? Like, why can't you put somebody on there that was radical?
No. But Wilkes, see, you're a thinking person, so you're thinking, do it the right way. But what it is a concession.
Why can't you put somebody on there?
There you go. Say that word again. Say that word again.
It's a concession, Wilkes.
Right.
They want you to go. Look, it's a legion of our people going. See, we finally made it to the money. Meanwhile, they stripping women of their sexual or their body rights.
Right.
Meanwhile, they're stripping us of our voting rights. Meanwhile, they like it's 13 states that they just made it harder to vote. Explain to me why in the state of Georgia it is illegal to walk up to our grandmother and say, "Hey, grandma, why you waiting in line for water?"
Yeah, here's a bottle of water.
It's illegal.
Right.
They just took the most highly populated area in the state of Georgia with our people and reduced their polling place to one polling place.
I don't know, Charlotte. I have to look at that. I'm not sure. It's just amazing to me how they always.
Yeah, she's on the back of a coin.
The back of a coin.
Look, she's the ass of a coin with George Washington on the other side. So you got one person who owned 400 people, and you got the descendants of the people that. That's what I said. That segment
for me,
raw dog butt naked rant.
For me, I'm just like, don't do it. Just don't do it.
Right, because you're gonna find that person that was well noted, respected, poetic, all this stuff. Why are you not finding somebody that was radical? And as far as what I mean, radical is like a good way, sparking change, making
Matt Turner, put Matt Turner on the dollar.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like
they be scared. They be scared.
I don't get it.
They be scared.
Yeah, man, it's a concession, and we have to stop being. That's why I said I don't want outside of our awards. I don't want Harder They Fall to win anything. See, because we must get to the point where.
Yeah, I don't want you to recognize it.
Right. We don't need you to recognize us. Like Doc went on a rant earlier, and I totally agree with him. I was joking to say we got to kill him, but he was right. Why must we?
Right.
We need to be arguing over which studio it should go to.
Yeah,
Tyler Perry, Eddie Murphy, Denzel, and Will Smith need to all have their own studios, and then you got to be like, "Oh, am I going? Am I going?" Versus, well, because the average movie take about 4.5. A rom-com or a buddy comedy like this was a buddy comedy. That's what something that they call it black exploitation. When it was two white guys, they call it a buddy comedy.
There you go.
Yeah. We those movies only take about $4 million to make.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, but yeah, Will, you're right. But I'm just tired of these things being curated, and that's why I said that's why I got rid of sports, man. Anytime you telling me, like, again, I don't want to go on this rant, but I have to get it out now. I don't watch sports anymore, but I watched. Look, this is how disengaged with sports I was. I watched I watched everything in that game, but the overtime part with the Kansas City Chiefs. I literally went and laid in the bed and turned on a YouTube video. That's how disengaged I am with sports. Yeah. But they told us we've never seen anything like this. Hey, dog, 1983, didn't you watch that double overtime game with Dan Fouts and David Woodley, Miami Dolphins, the game that Ben and Wilkes, y'all see them carrying Kellen Winslow.
Chuck Muncie might have been on there.
Right, exactly. They carried Kellen Winslow off the field because it was so humid and hot. We've seen
great Kellen Winslow.
The great, thank you.
Went on to the reason why the Baltimore Ravens are who they are right now.
Say it again, man. Mm-hmm. So, hey, man, I'm just tired of that. Now that's another dude. I know who you're talking about. He's from Alabama.
That brother, okay.
He from Alabama.
Yeah, brother. He played Ozzie Newsome.
Ozzie Newsome.
Yeah.
Wrong black tight end.
But they tell us we've never seen these things before, and we have.
Right.
I've seen games like that. Hell, one of the greatest games in the history of football is a Dallas Cowboy game. Drew Pearson pushed the dude out the way and caught the ball, the Hail Mary. The actual invent of the Hail Mary.
Right.
So, but they don't never. You see, like me again. Me and Stacy were talking, and critical race theory is a elective, and they've turned it into a situation, and all it's doing is teaching history. So, I have to talk about it.
I gotta find this picture of this artist. He's been blowing up. He painted the illustration of the critical race theory, and it literally has like this white lady painting over black figures. And this picture has like been blowing up. Like it's
wow.
huge.
If you really want to get pissed, you can either Google the picture, as Wolf just said, or watch this documentary called White Man's Burden.
Oh Lord, I can only imagine.
I'm already thinking about it right now. You just said that.
I can only imagine.
Because they had to carry us. They had to carry us over here in a boat. Oh, my fault.
Right.
Shout out to Kesey. Thank you for tuning in. All right. So we'll let you. We want to decide what we're doing next week now.
Oh yeah.
And also on the list we had Black girls? It was talking about the missing
black girls.
That was
y'all
awesome.
said, hey man, y'all said y'all want to keep it light for a while. We're gonna keep it light for a while. That ain't, we need to watch that around April. Because that's heavy.
Maybe we do the Soul Train.
If it's a
I think that's like 6 episodes.
If it's a stand-up, I mean not stand-up. If it's a series, then maybe not.
I think it's a series.
I was looking to see if anything jumped up on Netflix or anything.
Hold it, didn't I send us something in the group? And I was like, man, this is powerful.
Oh, was it the Don't Look Up, or was it there was something else?
Oh, let me look at it.
I think it was Don't Look Up. That was that.
Oh, it was. It ain't black, but there's some black stuff and some black folks in it. But unlike Ozark.
Yeah, Zero. Yeah, you're right. It's a Zero in Ozark. But yeah, Tyler Perry's in that as Tyler Perry.
Yeah. Don't Look Up.
On the talk show, right?
Hey man, let me tell you about that movie, Don't Look Up. It is running parallel to what we're dealing with COVID. Let's do that. That's a dope joint right there.
What's that?
Don't Look Up.
Don't Look Up.
That's a series or a movie?
It's a standalone movie with the homie from Jamie Foxx movie. What was the name of it? Django. DiCaprio. Not that his name. Leonardo.
Yeah,
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Man, it's a great joint, man. We need
Hill.
It'll be our first non-urban movie.
Kid Cudi is in it.
What?
Rob Morgan. They got a pretty star-studded cast in this. Yeah, we could do it.
Can we check it out?
Kid Cudi is in it.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, Rob Morgan. Tyler Perry is in it.
What they do in that movie is exactly what's going on with COVID.
Definitely check it out. I started it. I got to finish it. I did start it.
Did you like what you saw so far?
Oh yeah. No, even when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, I got to watch this.
What network?
Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
Dog, I guarantee you. Cool. You will love it. Hey man, can y'all find that Chris Wine for me?
DFW's own Ashley Banfield is in it.
Oh wow, I didn't know.
Y'all remember her?
Well, I didn't know she was in.
Ashley Banfield.
Yeah.
Shout out to my future wife Danielle Monet Pruitt. She just got divorced.
Danielle Monet who?
Pruitt. Truitt or Pruitt. I don't care what her married name is. She's from Sacramento. She one of the most goodest. I swear to God, she from Texas. She the lady on Law and Order Organized Crime. Woo. Good Lord.
Well, I forgot Meryl Streep's in that movie too, right? Don't Look Up.
Yeah, they got a lot.
Is she the president?
A lot of people in there.
She the president.
Jonah Hill's in it too.
And he's the.
I like Jonah Hill.
Yeah, he's a good actor. Ariana Grande is in it.
We can watch a non-black movie so we can trash it comfortably. Anyway,
we ain't gonna be able to do that. Not on this one.
Just kidding.
We're gonna have to watch Happy Gilmore or something.
You can do it.
Waterboy. All right.
Get us out of here, man. Yeah,
man, y'all already know, man. We get to salute to Reggie O'Shea. Rest in peace. Salute to Craig Smith, man. And y'all already know how I end every show. Dream those dreams and man up a woman up and live those dreams. This life without dreams flows in black and white. Life with dreams flows in texture, color, and surround sound. Yeah. And anybody that don't know, you about to find out. If I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
Peace. We'll see y'all next week.